Hi everyone, welcome. In this lesson, we are going to be looking at the calculate function. So the calculate function is one of the most important functions in Power BI DAX. So the calculate function can introduce and remove filter context across tables or within a particular table. So far, they are connected in our model. So let's quickly get into it. Let's look at our transactions table, for example. So we want to look at our transactions count. So let's see if we've gotten a measure for transaction count. So I don't think we have that yet. So let's create one. So new measure. So we call it this tran count. So that is equal to, so since it's already aggregated, that will be the sum of our transactions tran count. So here's the count of our transactions. Let's put this separator. Let's put it on a table. Okay, it's coming on a chart. I prefer to see it on a table because of what we are about to do. 2.9 million transactions. So let's see. Let's see by the transaction by, let's go to our customer table. Let's see transaction by location or something. Okay, by region. Let's see by region. Okay, these are transactions by region. So let me make this bigger a bit. Go to size on my format button. Go to size, text size. Let me make it big so that it will be visible. Okay, now what I'm about to do is to use calculate to introduce a filter context on this particular transactions. What if I want to see transactions where region is not central only? So, and I want to see it on where not region. Why? Let me use another dimension. Let me say transactions where the channel of the customer is mobile app. So let's see, for instance, let's see transaction channel mobile app. So let's write that measure. So let's come here, new measure. So we call this mobile app transactions. Let me just make transaction short. So that is where this is where we use calculate. So what is our expression? Our expression is our tran count. So our tran count. Whenever I want to get a DAX code, we just use a square bracket to bring it in. Our tran count. Then we are going to filter by our transactions table, where we have the transactions type. So transactions, is it transaction channel? Yeah. So equal to, I don't know how mobile is spelled there. Let me just do equal to mobile, then we can go and check how it's spelled on the table. Okay. Mobile. So let me bring this here. So nothing is coming out. So probably the way the mobile is spelled is not the way I wrote it. So let's just quickly go to the table. Okay, transaction type, not transaction channel. So mobile app, mobile space app. So we go back to mobile space app. So the spelling must be exactly how it is on the table. You can see, so our transactions on mobile app is up now. So we can get a ratio like this 98 over this mobile app over total transactions. So that come up in some business question. So what if we want to do mobile app as a transaction channel, but we're also restricted to bronze, a segment that is bronze, a bronze segment. So how do we do that? So on this calculate is to put another filter context again. So put another filter, comma, we tell you to put another filter. So we know our segment is on our customer table. So we say customer table, segmentation, go to customer table, we'll go to segment. So let's trace that. Okay, segmentation, let's say equal to bronze. Okay. All right. Let's see what happens. Let me break lines here so I will better understand the formula. Let's see what happens when we enter this formula. Okay. We can see that this figure reduces. So let's even check. It's reducing and it's changing. So let's check if it's even working well. How can we check this? We can check this through using a slicer. So with a slicer, oh sorry, not this. With a slicer, this is a slicer here. I click on this slicer. With a slicer, we can dimension our report. We can slice our report. Let's see, we did the transaction channel is mobile. Let's bring transaction channel here. Let's make this a drop down. So transaction channel is mobile. Let's select mobile app. So let's watch this figure here. This has changed to 962. So we still need to introduce one filter. I can copy this slicer here. This is just to confirm what we've worked on, that the numbers are actually correct. If I implement these two filters and I get the same number, that means the calculate function is working properly. So here, I go to the customer table, which is customer. Then I remove my transaction tag channel from the second slicer. I put my segmentation in there. So I change this to bronze. You can see we are getting same number. So instead of manually filtering your report, calculate helps you filter it to whatever level you want it to filter to. If I want to get mobile app segmentation for a particular state, that is possible with calculate. So it's just to introduce a filter context on your measures. So let's also see, what if I select another channel, branch for example. You can see branch, it affects this, but it doesn't affect this because the filter context is already introduced. What if I change this to silver? So you see, it affects this, it doesn't affect this. So that is how calculates work. It introduces filter context on your measure. Okay, that will be all for this lesson. I'll see you in the next lesson.